I've seen a lot of people with way too much clay. It's got to fit in your hands. Don't use any more than this. You can see there's some rather big bowls I made over there with this much clay. That's what I want you to start with, okay? Don't use more right now. We need to learn how to make a bowl that's nice, round, even, centered, thin walls, stuff like that, versus something that's thick and thin and unfireable and doesn't necessarily have a pleasing shape. If you're an advanced student, then we want to be working on form, which is three-dimensional shape, and making things look elegant, okay? So here's our wheel. We want to make sure our clay is stuck to the top and pounded down so it doesn't fly off, okay? We want to make sure it's going in the right direction into our fingertips and not into our fingernails. If I was left-handed, this would be wrong, okay? I want to emphasize that we want to start using just our left hand, coming in like this, and let it tap without moving my hand. It's just tapping, but my hand's not moving. And I'm going at medium speed. I'm not going super fast. And then I get just sort of closer, trying not to let it move my hand too much. I've got it right on the heel of my hand, and the clay is beginning to rise. So where it was uneven, it's coming up. But I'm not going fast enough to push it off the bat. And that's something I've figured out works pretty well for most people. If you just follow this, you're not going to screw up, okay? Then I'm going to add water and add the top hand. Make sure you don't start with your hand on a non-moving wheel. Always bring your hand to a wheel that's already moving. Put this hand down, lock your hands like that, lean in, and start to increase the speed. Roll your hand that way, and go full speed, and it'll come to center pretty much like that. It's kind of, you can't fail because, you know, it's a rock meeting a hard place. There's nowhere else for the clay to go. I would also advise continuing to cone center, pull it up, lock your thumbs. This will help stabilize your clay, will help wedge it, help make it all around nicer to work with, and then push it back down. You'll be doing this a few times till you get it where you want it, but I'm going to just do it once for the sake of brevity. Okay, now we got centering down. We're going to go to opening. I just put my thumbs here for a little bit, not very much, just to put a dent so I know where to put this hand. This is my helper hand. This is the hand that does the work. Make sure you're not going like this. That's just going to squish it. We want to go and make a hole like that. Okay? So then I'm going to stop the wheel, measure with my pin, and see I've got half a pin tool. That's good. A little water in it. Now I'm going to open. Again, same deal. Don't touch a wheel until it's moving. I'm not going to open very far because I'm going to make a bowl. One of the things people tend to do when they make bowls is make the base that goes like this, and then they've got a big hockey puck bowl. We want a round bowl with a small base. So I can compress that base, compress this back down. I want to pull the wall up, not squish a wall. A squished wall is not going to be as stable, as strong, or as good looking as a pulled wall. So that's one reason we don't just squish a wall. I see a lot of people doing this and just squishing. Yeah, that'll work for a while, but it's a bad technique and it's not a good idea. Okay, so now I've got like this and I'm ready to pull the wall. I'm going to squish that down again. So now I take my hands, I move them like this. Up till now I've had, you know, my hands parallel to the wheel, but now I'm going to put them perpendicular. Elbows on my knees, fingertip to fingertip. 3 o'clock, I'm going to keep my hands here, don't let them drift. And I'm just going to grab that clay between my fingers and pull up. When I get to the top, let go. Don't go like that. That's the mistake people make, and it makes that funny pinch thing. We can fix that. Okay, make sure you press down, keep this compressed, keep it neat. I like to pull with my sponge because it makes it stay wet and goes up nice and quickly. Okay, now I've got this much clay here. This is a step people forget a lot. Don't do that. Make sure you just take that little chunk of clay out, because now I have a place to put my fingers and I can really grip that clay and pull it up. I'm starting with a cylinder. Most of my projects will start with a cylinder. This one I'm letting get a little bit V-shaped because I'm going to make it into a bowl. So it's starting to be wider up top. Okay, just about ready to make it into a bowl. Just take one more pull. And I'm going to use my rib to make it into a bowl. Okay, so here's the rib, right? And here's my fingertips, and I'm going to place it like this on my hand so it fills in the spaces between my fingers, and so now I've got like a duck. I have webbed fingers, and now I'm going to take it in my hand, flip my wrist like this, and do a down pull. Okay, you're using all the bones in your arm. These two bones twist. It's kind of a neat thing. Okay, so make sure this is sort of wet, and I'm doing the down pull. I'm just pushing down and out and around, and that makes it round. And then I go like this. It takes on the shape of the rib in a way that your fingers can't quite do. So you get a nice half globe shape. I could use the rib on the outside to get that delicate fingertip to fingertip touch and complete the rounding, and just peel out a little bit. Okay, so we're almost done. I just want to trim the top and the base. Again, fingertip to fingertip. That's what we want. And okay, run my left finger here, thumb to thumb, right finger, and I cut up at a 45-degree angle. Get rid of any unevenness, pull it off quickly. I'm going to compress. I'm pinching with this hand, rolling this sponge. This should be thicker, the lip should be thicker than the wall. That way when I foot it, it's not going to crack. Okay, just compress that. Clean out the water. Make sure this is flat on the bottom. Okay, if you want, you can add a little decoration by doing another down pull. Down pulls are interesting. Okay, and now I've got this thing to deal with. It's a little bit of a wobble in it, but it'll be pretty unnoticeable when we're done. It's not perfect. Okay, so you can use a stick tool and cut it off like we normally do, or you can use a number 7. There are different number 7s. This is a teardrop shape. There's one that's flat on this side for the right hand and the left hand. But a teardrop shape will work. We'll just scrape away some of that. So I'm undercutting pretty easily, and that'll make it easier to foot tomorrow. Okay, so now I just want to stop it, put water, and pull the string under it, and I'm good to go. Okay, dokie? Yay! All right. My favorite class. The only class who claps for me.